Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Coming at you with another edition of VR news with a loaded run of show ahead of you today. Loaded agenda of things to talk about. But, like always, as I've been doing the last couple weeks, and I will continue to do until the day comes. But as a reminder, on Friday, April 4th, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, premiering live on YouTube, we have the second annual, the 2025 Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. And applications are still open for a little bit longer, so if you're a developer, studio, you want to participate, visit the link in our show notes, the episode description. Click that link there, fill out the application form. And if you have an exclusive trailer, something new to show about your game, a new game to announce, anything like that, an update, we'd love to have you in there. So check that out. Coming soon. I'm excited. There's a lot of planning going on the back end
so far,
on our side.
So I'm good.
That's why there's no YouTube Live, unfortunately, for those that tune in for that. We have a lot of planning of this showcase as, geez, we're just over a month away now.
Pretty close, dude.
It's getting close.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting real. I cannot wait. So stay tuned for that. And I guess before we kick off the news too, I had put it down. Let's talk about some of the games that we've been playing and trying out this last week.
Well, I see the first one on that list, and I'd agree with that. Ash and Arrows.
Well, we did talk about it last week, so we don't need to go.
No,
too.
We won't go deep, but we haven't stopped playing it. So.
No, we actually did try out the 40% or 40 level mode. You gotta do the 60 still.
Next is the 60, man.
Mm-hmm.
It does really like holding your arm out though.
Well,
we were even doing little like I'd said I'm doing like T-Rex arm shots now, and you're like, nope, already done that.
And we had even said during it, I remember being like, well, the 40 takes a little bit longer than I thought it would. But I felt like such a beast by the end of that with all those upgrades.
Nah, dude, it was fun.
So that's a solid game. It's out now in early access too. So
yeah, I mean, so far everything's been smooth on my end. I'm not upset.
$17.99, like I said, just dropped in on February 20th. So this last week. So
just a couple of days ago.
Literally. I mean, it's for co-op experiences, man. I've had a blast with this one.
Yeah.
And then
bring on the 60. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
That's what's next. I mean, there's no,
wish us luck. And
we
then
did hop into Dungeons of Eternity last night.
Oh my goodness, that wasn't even on my list to talk about, but we got mollywomped because we're obsessed with doing the hardest difficulty.
You know what's funny is if we went down one difficulty, we'd do all right.
No,
but
can't do it.
I don't want to do it.
I honestly feel like if we did one more run last night, we might have pulled it off. Yeah, I was debating on asking, like, hey, you want to do one more? But instead we hopped in.
I was pretty demoralized.
Instead we hopped into Walkabout Mini Golf and got another putter.
Snatched a putter, baby.
Our putter collection's getting pretty. We're getting close.
Yeah,
we're getting close.
The putter run's almost done. I'm a little sad about it, to be honest with you. I'm like, oh, shit.
Well, it's going to look so badass when all the putters are on that, like laying next to each other.
The Labyrinth putter's still one of my favorites, though.
I think 8-Bit Lair still takes mine. The 8-Bit Lair one is so freaking cool.
8-Bit Lair's good. Meow Wolf.
The Labyrinth one is cool because of the ball at the end and the handle.
Yeah, man.
The little orb.
Come on. And if you look in it, you can see the
course.
You can see, you see the Labyrinth.
Oh, it's kind of like a little snow globe orb without the snow globe falling.
So it's a crystal ball.
Yeah, it's cool. That one is a really good one. I actually think that's what I'm using. Right. Well, no, because now we got the one last night that automatically
defaults to that one.
Yeah, when you unlock a new putter.
I get a little bummed when we go to unlock a new one and I realize I didn't pick a new putter. And I'm just using the one that we just unlocked last time. I'm like, well.
You've been going back to the Labyrinth one for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Labyrinth that's my jam, man.
Admittingly, I mean, I believe there's 2 putters on Mist.
Even my character, my avatar is one of the Labyrinth characters, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go back and get the second putter on Mist as well, too.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I even like kind of unsold you on staying with it to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, we have a putter. You're like, yeah, but I want that one. And I'm sure you want this one. I'm like, yeah, but I want the next one too.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's, I don't even know where to begin. Complicated ass thing.
Yeah. But
whatever.
Always fun going into walkabout mini golf and putter hunting. That's for sure.
Plus, it gives me we play the course also, which is, even though we're in there looking for the.
Well, last night we went in and we got the balls first too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good night.
If we're missing any, we try to scoop those. I'm still missing some. There's some I do to this day. There's like.
Yeah, every course usually
on,
has a couple balls that it's like, let's just
man,
move
they're
on.
hard. Yeah.
We have enough. We have hard mode, like, you know.
It's as easy as just Googling it, by the way. But for some reason, we like the struggle.
Yes, there's two ways to get hard mode in walkabout mini golf. You can either go under par or get enough balls to unlock it. And I always go the unlocking the balls method. I'm not always getting under par. But good stuff there. But I was also going to say, speaking of co-op games, we checked out Chrono Strike, which is one of those, you know, time stopping shooter games. Like, you know, we've been loving Action Hero single player. So it's kind of like that. You know, you fail, you restart that stage again. Although in Action Hero, you fail, you start the whole film
scene.
Yeah. This one, you just, you know, continue from that little level. But Chrono Strike is a lot of fun. It's cool to
hard
see
as hell.
It's cool to see a game pull off a co-op version of this style of game.
It's real hard because as good as you are, you're only as. I mean, it's truly the example of you're only as strong as your weakest player.
Yes, because if one of you gets shot, it restarts you.
Yep.
It's not like one of you gets shot and now you're out.
It'd be so frustrating.
Yeah, one of you keeps messing up. But I mean, like, it happened to both of us.
Yeah.
You can't get up.
It will happen.
Yep.
There's nobody going into this game going, I'm just going to crush it my first round. No. You're relying on knowing your role and sometimes, like, man, I've discovered, like, what seems obvious, like, you should be shooting at, technically I should be shooting at, and vice versa. So,
well, and like at different moments for each player, it gets like way more intense. There might be some time for me, it's kind of casual, and you're getting hit with 3 guys, and vice versa.
And you got to conserve what little ammo you have. You run out of ammo, you're done. That's it. He's gonna walk up and shoot you.
As of right now, there was no leaderboards when we played. So once there's leaderboards, I'm going to be way more incentivized to go in. You know, a game, because there's only a certain amount of levels, but with leaderboards, like, hell yeah, we'll chase that time.
Definitely give you a good reason to go in.
But for another one for co-op,
but you want a challenge, dude. It's challenging. It's not easy.
That's a real good one.
Yep.
And then we also checked out, finally, Airspace Defender.
Yay.
Which you were, when we originally talked about this, months ago?
I got bitchy about it.
You didn't get
Not
bitchy.
I just got like, you know, hey, what you're going after is a pretty...
What's the original?
Missile Command.
Yeah, obviously
Atari,
this has
dude.
No association with Missile Command. It's just definitely...
The coin-op one was a trackball. Because you had to move a little and then fire the missiles up to explode them.
And, you know, I played
Classic.
I played it.
Classic.
And then you played it. And I waited to ask your opinion until I had you in person.
Yeah.
And because I remember you saying, like, if they're going to do Missile Command, they have to do Missile Command right.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of failed attempts,
it's not
right?
called Missile Command.
Correct. There's no association.
Wink, wink.
But there's clearly an influence. But you had said that there's been a lot of failed iterations since the original. And I was delighted to hear, in your opinion, when you came over, that you're like, nope, they nailed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. For what they're their own thing. You know, you can tell, like, the baseline is conceptually that of Missile
it's
Command.
influenced from it.
Yeah. And the fact that it rains missiles down. No, I think they did a good job with it. They have upgrades. You know, they got rounds.
The training missions, I started with the training missions. They're good. They
As did
educate
I.
you.
Yeah. I
And
did,
play-
and then I went to the arcade. I mean, it's hand tracking, which is cool. It's not a huge play space, so you don't.
The hand tracking actually works good with the pinch gesture.
Yeah.
I never had any moment where I didn't feel like I was shooting.
Sometimes when it got a little low, I felt like, why isn't it shooting? But maybe it's by design that if the missiles get to a certain point, it's not going to shoot.
Maybe that's it. 'Cause then you'd hit your buildings.
Yeah, more than likely.
That would make sense.
You know, but it's that same concept.
Mm-hmm.
But with some of the upgrades, it's got to change your gameplay from like, you know, the mortars that are going to lob it over and do that, you know, typical exploding ball, which has, you know, if you're not point on, then you get the laser upgrade if you choose it. And then you realize, oh shit, that method doesn't work anymore. The laser only goes as far as my pointer goes. So you have to like time it to go through the falling. The ones I hate is the airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. Dude.
Yeah.
Or
the helicopters.
Helicopters I can deal better than the airplanes because the airplanes do that, like they're twirling.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come suicide bomb you, you know?
And you have your main base that has a shield around it so that it can take one shot and then it loses its shield. And then the second shot, it's game over. And then you also have these two buildings, like one building to your left on the left side, one building on the right side.
You can repair them too.
Yep. In between rounds.
Yeah.
Yep. You can
but you're
choose
making a choice between like
an upgrade
better
or
weapon or am I repairing a building?
Mm-hmm. And if you get those buildings destroyed though,
It's game over, man.
well, those two
Not
buildings.
the two. That won't
Yes,
kill,
those
but
two.
the
I was
main
going to say
one,
those
yeah.
two buildings can be destroyed. But
They
the thing
will
is,
be.
if they get destroyed, now all of the missiles are coming at your main base, which can be troublesome. Because I had tried the strategy. I was like, you know what?
Well, you sacrificed?
Because then I was like, it's less things to focus on, right?
Can't
But then
do
it's a
that.
hellfire coming your way at the main base, and it can only take 2 shots. So
Yeah, and the game's going to get progressively harder. And harder. So, I mean,
that was even my takeaway from it. I was like, it's fun, dude, but it's hard. That was before
I think they brought something cool.
Yeah,
I
good
like
job
it.
on it.
Brought their own shit based on a classic,
Mm-hmm.
a Hall of Famer.
It's fun in mixed reality as well too with hand tracking. Good game.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
upset about it.
They nailed it. And then lastly on the games that we've been playing the last week, Exit Condition 1, a new escape room on the MetaQuest. We actually have an interview with the developer.
Been chiseling at it.
Yeah, our interview with the developer Damon that drops later this week. Very fun escape room game. You'll hear us talk more about it obviously
Dude,
during the
I
interview.
like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I mean, I'm biased because I like escape rooms. So I come out of the gate kind of like already placebo effect, you know, like it's going to be great. But I haven't had any problems with, you know, whatsoever. The puzzles are hard.
Well, since puzzle games and escape room games, they're really a genre that you can only play through each game once. It's like a story-based game because then you know the puzzle.
Unless there's speedrun leaderboards.
Correct, unless there's that stuff.
That's a different, you know.
But for the most part, it's like you play it and then, you know, it's like the next one just because of the way the genre is. Because of that, there is a group, there's that subset of fans that like they're always fiending for the next escape room game because they played all of them that they can find, right? So if you're one of those escape room fans, like that's a solid one.
$14.99.
Solo dev
Come on,
too.
man. Yeah, solo dev, but not the work of a solo dev.
He
If
did
that
have
makes
help,
sense.
as you'll hear in the interview. I don't want to spoil the whole. There's help on the art side. He had an artist help him though. Yeah.
Which is totally understandable.
Dude,
Totally.
to even make a game like that much by yourself is insane.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, dude.
Yeah. So lots of good games on our repertoire this week. It's been a good one.
Yeah,
A lot
man.
of co-op gaming. A lot of good stuff
Not
coming
to
out.
mention the flat screen I squeeze in.
Yeah. I actually tried Manor Lord. Manor Lord?
Manor Lord,
Is it Manor Lord or Manor Lords?
Manor. Oh, I don't know if it's plural.
Ooh, I always slip up.
I don't remember.
But it's a fun game. Tried that Kenshi game as
Yeah.
well too. Flash
Kenshi's
screen.
pretty good.
Kenshi's
But man,
ruthless.
oh man. It had that like spoon vibe with,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the hint. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Kick rocks.
Go to hit. But pretty much. Like, hey, figure it out. We got faith in you, little buddy. Sent me walking. I'm like, all right. So then my attitude was like, all right, I just walked until like nighttime came.
Mhm.
And then I was walking in the dark and I was watching my hunger and shit go down. And then obviously I ran into something I shouldn't have because I was watching my health just get chunked. And I'm like, well, something bad's happening. So I figured I would wait for you to get your hands really on it and then ask you, like, how the hell do I survive, dude?
I may or may not have downloaded like 12 Star Wars mods.
The mods.
to be ready to go.
Dude, you're ready to play the mods before the original.
Mm-hmm.
You had to talk yourself into even opening the original. And I'm sure that was like
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes. And then it's like,
That's
all
a-
right.
That's a
turn on
fun.
the mod.
That's a fun flat screen one. And then
Yeah.
I haven't played yet, but I did pick up Civ 7 for research purposes
Science.
because
all about
Civ 7,
science.
every Civ is vastly different than the other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, same core concept, but there are changes. So I need to play Civ 7 flat screen to understand what is a Civ 7 change versus like what's a thing that they changed for VR.
Yeah.
For when the VR version comes out. I don't
Side by side.
want to unfairly criticize the VR version for something that's actually accurate to this edition of Civ.
I'll criticize nothing if all the mechanics work.
Dude,
If everything works, I mean, I'm not gonna. You know what can I say? It's like as long as the graphics aren't shot, the mechanics work. I mean, it has all the potential to do really, really well, man.
when you can have that giant board in your living room. Now, they put it in the trailer that I have a feeling that this is not going to be in the game. I have a feeling this was a CGI trailer hype thing.
Might have
they
been
had-
manipulated.
When they had the leaders that you play as next to the board. But imagine if you're playing against the AI and those are in your freaking living room at that size.
Well, yeah, that's
Dude.
probably unlikely.
Dude. No, I need to get my hands on this. Play aside. For access.
Pony it over.
Hit
Por favor.
a man up. I've been wanting it so bad.
Well, I mean, if they were able to track how many times it's been mentioned, it's hundreds. So, I mean, it's not like, oh, yeah, since we heard your, no, it's like literally been talked to other developers about it. Dude, it comes up a lot to the point that when it was announced, I like did a wellness check on you because I'm like, you're going to be depressed because now it's, it's coming. It's like,
No, I'm hyped.
What now?
I'm hyped.
What do you do after you have it?
I'm hyped.
What are you going to want?
I already told you we're going after Bethesda now to bring something to the Quest. Bring over Oblivion. They're the word on the street is that they're remastering Oblivion. If they could bring that to the Quest at the same time. Bethesda's done VR ports while they are, maybe they require 30 mods for quality of life improvements to be
Not happening.
enjoyable. But
No Man's Sky.
Bethesda does have official VR ports of Skyrim and Fallout 4.
That's crazy. 'Cause those
They came
games
out with
are
those.
big.
They came out with those a while ago as well too. If you have PC
Big.
VR, you can play Skyrim VR or Fallout 4. Just highly recommended to look into the best
Dude,
quality of life mods.
We get Grand Theft Auto 6 this year.
I know.
Let that sink in.
I know.
I hope all the tech space is paying attention to the fact that don't do shit for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Easily a
The
month.
problem is nobody knows what month that is.
It's Rockstar, dude. They literally could do it tomorrow.
That's what I mean. Like, you can't plan when you don't know.
Somebody knows. You know what I'm saying? It's like get that vibe.
Mm-hmm. But when they announce, if you had something planned for that month, kick it to the can for a couple months.
Dude, imagine releasing your pet project and then find out that,
And there's still so many great games that are waiting. I mean, imagine Total War or imagine Age of Empires just to keep going down.
Age of Empires I'd love to see.
That'd be a fun one.
Not the first one, obviously.
Just to even keep looking at strategy games. Like,
Well, it just because now it's like,
we're just opening up the door to them.
it's like any old game you could.
Mm-hmm. I was never huge into StarCraft, but I do know it
StarCraft
has the
was good.
following.
Yep.
The following.
I
So
like
that'd be a great
StarCraft.
one.
I didn't get that last one many years ago.
We talked about it the other week. The Sims,
I still don't know why
SimCity.
SimCity.
So there's still
But
a
The
lot
Sims?
of great.
That's just it's a jackpot.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand also that the percentage of users for VR versus flat screen is just not worth it for some ventures. They go, not worth the money. And you look at the DLCs for the Sims and it's like, that's next level shit. That makes Microsoft Flight look like they don't have DLCs.
You want to hear some funny video game lore? The studio that made Grid Legends, Codemasters, that's owned by EA.
Yep.
They originally, back in the day before they were purchased by EA and stuff, they made one of the original plug-in video game cheat code things. Remember, you used to plug them into the console?
Yeah.
That's how they got their start.
The Game Genie?
Yeah, that's Codemasters. They used to make one of those.
Okay.
One of the original ones.
Just jailbreaking everyone's
Yeah,
game.
isn't that funny? Like, and now, 20 years later, 25 years later, they're Grid Legends and a huge roster of games as well.
So they probably don't get upset when people torrent download their games, right?
I'm not going to say that. Dude, there's this huge controversy right now where Meta admitted that for their Llama AI training, their AI LLM, they torrented something like 1 million different books that are copyrighted books to train them. And they were like, their argument that they're putting out legally right now, they're like, it was legal because we came up with a system to not seed. So we never seeded, which is dirty. Now, you just stole. You never gave back to
Hold
that.
on.
I know.
That's like calling yourself Robin Hood, but just taking the gold.
And that, they did, but like, yeah, if you understand torrenting, like when you download it,
dude,
and then you seed it, you're kind of like sharing it. That's like part of the community.
Yeah,
it's like what you do. So
I mean, you can shut the seeding off.
But now, so understand if they.
So I've read
if they win in court. I mean, doesn't that say it's legal to download copyrighted material as long as you don't seed? I think this is just going to be one of those things that if you or I downloaded 1 million books, we'd be fucked.
But here's
even if we didn't seed. But they'll figure it out.
But here's the thing: how many people are you seeding it off of to get it? Right? How many people seeded it for you to get it? It's thousands, right? Usually, because it's not one person you're getting it from.
No, dude,
that's a direct download, dude. That's mega legal.
Yeah.
But giving me a nanosecond of something is not illegal.
But this is the argument that they're putting forth.
I'm all for it.
This is where my brain went.
Torrent with risk because it's fucking virus city, man. Wonder how many viruses they stop.
Dude, I want to know, like,
and what are you really gonna do?
What websites do they go to tour? I wish I could see this whole process of them downloading millions of books, torrenting.
I don't know why they just didn't get like an Amazon membership. Right,
dude. I feel like there was like
figure like Bezos would give him one if you wanted. Like, hey, you want
go to bookstores and scan them?
Nah, dude.
You don't tell me they don't have a machine you could dump them into, just like literally like a fucking like
I get
giant box you just dump it into.
I get the digital aspect of it totally, but there's so many. I mean, there's literally millions and millions of digital audio
ways to buy them.
Why?
They torrented them.
It's not like they dark webbed it.
I was not expecting to read that news.
Why even admit it?
I think it was. I don't know. I think that they kind of had to admit it. I think it like became obvious in the training data that these books were trained to it, and they were like, "Well, how did you get them?"
We read it to it.
And they were like, "We torrented it."
Can't you just pay some old lady in a rocking chair to read each book?
I love when people come with like completely bullshit, like. We torrented it, but we didn't seed it.
Yeah, no. Again, that makes you just that just makes you a thief, not a hero.
That was awesome, dude. Last night,
on like the context of taking.
I was watching the fights last night
without
and
asking.
Somebody,
poor Henry, dude.
They got hit good in their nose, and they came back to their corner, and they're basically like, "How's my nose?" The corner said something along the lines of, "Your nose is fine, just don't blow it."
Yeah, when you told me that, I lost it. Like, dude, your fucking nose is broken.
If you hear your nose is fine, just don't blow it.
Or don't look at it. Mm-hmm. Whatever you do, dude.
Yeah, then we started having fun last night. I was like, imagine your toe's fucked up. You go, how's my toe? Fine, just don't look at it.
It's great if you're standing on your head. I don't think it's supposed to. Nah, dude, it's like, I love in like basic first aid. They'll even teach you like, first thing you do is don't freak out. It's like all the mental images of all the times like people who don't know better or whatever, and they come across somebody and the fucking eyeballs popped out of the head and they just start freaking out, and it's like, what do you think's going to happen? No, that person's going to go into instant shock.
You're going to scare that eyeball back into place?
Be like going to the ER and the doctor going, holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have never fucking 42 years of practice. I don't know what this is. It's kind of pulsing. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. Got nothing to offer you, kid. Like, dude, you go into full blown fucking panic. So yeah, coach saying, "Hey, your nose ain't that bad, dude. How's my nose? Don't blow it.
It's fine though.
It's fine. You're kind of breathing out of what is your ear, dude. I hate when dudes take a shot like real bad and it fucking like they go into the fight with a normal nose and they come out and that cartilage is like an inch over to the left, like just that just means they got hit square in their cartilage to like knock it over. Or Ben Askin, his fucking nose is just fucked. How many knees to the face you think he's taking? But anyways, yeah, that had me dying, dude.
Yeah, that was a good one. So unexpected, those weren't on the list, but we hit them.
Whatever.
So on the actual news to kick it off, Silent North from Combat Waffle Studios announced that this March they will be launching an early access alpha build. Was not expecting that.
No, I even sent you a message. I'm like, I'm shocked they're actually doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this early.
It's coming March 20th, and you can pre-order it on the MetaQuest store with a 15% discount right now.
I will say.
It's also coming to Steam as well on the early access part.
You know, I'm not going to say anything that they're not going to say, so I'm pretty much not going to say anything until I see for a fact they've said things, but it's like from things I've heard with the direction of where this project's going, it's freaking unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, honest to God, like, and am I lying, dude? It's like, come on, man. That there were so many things that I heard, and I was like, just that alone, I was like, no freaking way.
We've gotten a lot of teasers of it on Tabor Radio.
And then, well, might go this direction. Like, no freaking way. Like, it might, dude, the map it's big.
Mm-hmm. And so it's on sale. It's going to launch at $19.99, but if you're on the Quest, you can pre-order it for
$20 is a lot cheaper.
$16.99. That's about what all their games cost. Combat Waffle does very fair priced games for when you look at what they are.
Well, when you double buy DLC packages, no, they cost a little more. Like I did. I'll buy the middle, then I'll buy the best. Why didn't I just buy the best? I don't know. I'm just dumb like that. After buying the game. Didn't think that one through at all.
Dude, we instantly fell.
That was the problem.
Instantly fell in love
bought
with
the game
too.
Got the DLC. I think you went right for the OG one.
The Founding Fathers.
Played it for like 10 minutes and I was like, why didn't I just get the best? Why did I not get the best one? And then, you know, I saw the pre-warning that, hey, these don't stack. So you buy them. It's going to be individual.
Ooh,
whatever.
Be a hell of a year for Beyond Frames with Grimm and Silent North.
Yeah.
Hell of a year for Beyond Frames and Combat Waffle Studios, I meant. With
once this is in the wild, though, man, that studio is going to be smoking.
That's
because
3 games with active players in it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
all
that
involving live servers and holy crap.
I feel like the timeline for those two just sped up so much.
Yeah. I just know that players are in for a serious ride with this one. This is not, you know, this isn't Ghost at the Boar. It's definitely not Grimm. Obviously the Daisy is the background for this one. But damn, dude. Again, the things that I've heard and I believe will come to fruition are just kind of little mind-bogglingly cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it.
The price is a steal.
Excited to see players in the wild with it.
Yeah, I'll be there. So this will be a short and sweetie one for Alien Rogue Incursion. They are delaying the Quest 3 patch to this week. So if you're on your fingertips waiting for the latest and greatest patch to drop, it is not coming out till this week. It promises greater atmospheric immersion, some tighter visuals, and performance enhancements.
Okay.
So
I know the graphics were a big thing that
took a little knock.
Took a little hit. What are they at right now?
But dude, at least they're quick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
they're sitting at an even 4 on the MetaQuest with 227 reviews, $39.99.
It'll be interesting of how many of the lower ones will change it once the patch comes out, though.
Well, if you go by recent, a lot more of their recent ones are positive. You know what's interesting? On the desktop version of the Quest Store, you can no longer filter by review like star amount,
Really?
and it doesn't show you the username of the person that left the review. But it still shows you on the mobile app.
Some of them they should give your home address.
On the mobile app, you can still filter by star, and it still shows you the username.
Yeah, I only use the mobile app.
So like you see, I'm on the store right now, and you'll see there's no username, and you can't filter it, but you can on your phone on the desktop app.
That's
I mean on the mobile app.
all right,
Yeah, very weird.
but that is good news for their game, and I'm happy that they were quick to do that. It's just if it takes a week longer, it does. But
And realistically, that's probably not the end we'll hear of updates and improvements and optimizations
no, they're just
coming. Servios is a
Fixing-
solid studio.
fixing what needs to be fixed. I mean, if there's something else, they're going to do it, obviously. So
So that's good news.
Mhm.
And this next one, a little bit of a software junkie from time to time. So the Meta Quest version 74 has begun to roll out. Meta does these rollouts of their updates where not everyone gets them the same day. Usually takes, honestly, a week or two before it really all consistent users have them. They do that so if there's an issue, like we saw over Christmas where some headsets were getting bricked,
yeah,
if they push an update out to 100% of headsets all at once, and there's some crippling issue that is much harder to recover than if you rolled out, X percentage at a time. So I used to be against that really until that Christmas incident.
yeah,
And I was like, yep.
dude, I would have just killed it.
Imagine if every
But it's happened. It's happened to Xbox. It's happened to PlayStation.
remember the red ring of death?
Yeah. Remember when Xbox would, or the servers for Microsoft would crash?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't even set up your brand new Xbox.
About by the end of,
Holy crap,
dude, by the time
not just once.
the 360 life cycle was done, those things were a currency in school. Like there were so many of them on the market because of ones being red ringed, makeshift fix that people did that got to work for a little bit, and then they sold.
Fixes.
Like I was getting 360s for like $25 by the end. I swear to God, dude, they were a currency. You'd be like, what do you want for it? A fucking a bowl of ramen?
Like it's like prison currency,
Dude, it really
but
was.
for kids.
360s were just so, I swear there were so many of them because, again, all the repairs
Dude, it's
and
great.
refurbished models.
Not one issue with my 360.
I think I had,
Not a one.
I had so many 360s.
I think it
the
had so
days.
much dust in it and shit, but
Mm-hmm.
not a one. No, I've always had, knock on wood, I've had relatively really, really good luck from the Atari days to the latest Xbox I got. The
Mhm.
desktop, it's like,
I don't have consoles break
know
either. I had 360s break, admittingly.
Headsets, all the headsets work.
Mm-hmm.
Got a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited.
I had some tracking issues with one of mine that just went away. That's nice.
Yeah, it solved itself.
Benefit of having two headsets.
I wonder if it was like, honestly, like sending logs every time.
Mm-hmm.
And someone finally detected, like, we got 1,000 fucking hits on this dude's headset. Something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I just took off all the accessories and left it alone for a week and used my other headset,
I'll ignore you.
which I haven't even gone back. Now my other headset's now my,
Your go-to.
yeah.
No,
So-
that's the upside of having multiples.
Yeah. So again, though, on the software side with Quest version 74 beginning to roll out, it brings web shortcuts into the library. So this is something you can actually do on your mobile phone as well, too, but now you can do it on the Quest, where if you go to a browser and then you go to the little settings icon in the top right, or wherever it is on the, your phone browser, you can, on your phone, add a website as like an app location on your homepage. And now you can do that same thing on the Quest. You go into the browser settings and you hit add this page to your library. And then just like an app icon, that web page will be on your list of apps. So it's a little shortcut. I don't really use the browser too much.
Nope.
Really ever, actually. But for those that do, like you can do things like use Excel, Microsoft Word. You can do Wordle. All those have web functionality things as well too. They also improved their wireless casting, which that's nice. I wirelessly cast sometimes on the times that I have streamed and such. They've also added seamless multitasking away from the experimental menu. So seamless multitasking is what they call that function that you can have multiple windows open at once. It was in the experimental menu. It works freaking phenomenal. I forgot that was still experimental, but it is now officially removed. And now in version 74, you can scan multiple rooms in one scanning session. So previously, if it could tell that you were trying to scan your living room, your kitchen, it wouldn't let you scan all of those. It would just let you just scan one room. You could kind of makeshift it. My room scan setup goes halfway into my next room, admittingly. But now they let you scan multiple rooms around your house. But it still saves each room as a separate scan. But if you're doing that room scan feature, you can just walk around your whole floor.
I wonder when it'll really compensate for floor levels. Like it'll know, like you went up it'll know that's a flight of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go up there, so you don't have issues if you play downstairs and upstairs.
If you set a guardian downstairs and then you go upstairs and you go to set a new one, you have to reset your height because it has it way down there. You're saying it would be cool if when you went to go set up the second space,
or if
it automatically went to your new height.
Or, like you can even do like the auto scan too, and it could be like, is this stairs? It's like, yes, it is. I mean, there's uniform heights too to stairs. So even if it asked you like how many stairs, be like fucking 17, which is not usually the case, but you know what I'm saying? And then when you go upstairs, it make it easier.
They've also added improvements to their night display pass through. And this one's cool. Last year, they added a travel mode to the operating system that you could turn on.
Airplane mode.
Basically, that way, because
subway mode.
What could happen if you're in a moving vehicle, even like a car, a bus, subway, airplane, your menus are going to go fucking 1,000 feet backwards in 2 seconds in an airplane, right?
Oh, yeah, 500 miles an hour.
That's not going to work.
Can't keep up.
That's not going to work too good.
Might have stretchy arms.
So the travel mode, it'll pin those windows, where they should be. Now they've added a travel detection mode, which if you're in a moving vehicle, a pop-up will come up and ask you if you want to turn on travel mode. So basically you don't need to go through the settings and it just saves you some steps.
We see you're going 65 miles an hour.
Dude, how fast do you have to run?
Are you driving?
How fast do you have to run for that to turn on?
You know how bad it would be running. No stabilizer. Just fucking
bouncing
like
everywhere.
A fucking bad CTE experiment waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. To me, the ability to lock the headset in place with the strap is the most important aspect to a good fitness strap.
Yeah, you got to turn your head, move up and down.
Yes.
Same thing with boxing.
I hate when I do a shake test and you can feel the headset front go up and down. I want that to be locked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Especially for anything fitness related.
You can duct tape it to your forehead.
Mm-hmm. Then they've also added spatial audio for their 2D calling. Spatial audio is when it's, all around you. So if you call someone on Messenger or WhatsApp, now it's spatial audio as well. So not like the most mind-blowing software update, but we continue to get there.
Yeah, dude, it's like we know how it works. They released this. There's already a million other things being worked on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, it's cool.
And they also added just one last thing, a good little quality of life thing, where if you had multiple windows open and then you minimized one of them, it just kind of disappeared. And there was no way to find it again until you clicked that app or window in the library. Now, if you minimize one of your multiple windows, it goes to that quick bar thing at the bottom of your. So that makes sense. That's just an obvious quality of life that probably should have been there before. But I mean, the only way you get there is with that type of user feedback. So cool stuff.
All right. For everyone into drums rock, which I can't say no to anything rhythm
game licensed DLCs.
Yeah.
You're a sucker for.
Y'all's got me.
It's like Pop One skins back in the day.
So out into the universe, available for, if you're hearing it and you didn't know about it, it's available. But
this one could be big, dude.
It's not bad. Linkin Park's.
Classic Linkin Park, too.
5 songs, which isn't, It isn't like the biggest, but it's not the smallest. You're getting kind of the best of. You get In the End, Numb, Faint, One Step Closer, and Somewhere I Belong.
Which those are some of Linkin Park's biggest.
That's the
songs.
idea. They're using their biggest hits.
Well,
The five biggest hits of Linkin Park.
You know how these license packs go? Sometimes you get one or two of like their iconic ones, and then the rest are kind of more like filler songs. That's like 5 legit, for Linkin Park fans, those are...
Well, if they had done 10 songs, then 3 or 4 of them would have been fillers, right?
Mm-hmm. A 5-song pack with everyone being good, though, that's not bad.
I'm not upset about it. No, and I always get excited when I see the DLCs coming.
And it is on Quest, Steam, and PC VR.
Yep.
That's freaking cool stuff.
Dude, they came out and they haven't stopped. So with that, I respect it.
So this was one that I didn't see coming. And at first I was like, what? When I had just heard the name part. But then when I heard the whole story, I was like, this is actually going to be pretty epic. Among Us VR is now becoming Among Us 3D, which that's the part that they lost me at first, where I was like, no, why are you dropping the name VR from your name and switching to 3D? But that's because they're bringing flat screen crossplay to the title. So they're launching a 3D version of the game on Steam, because the classic Among Us is isometric view, and it's very like, it's not 3D. Yes, there is 3D objects, but it's kind of more 2D style, running around in isometric view. This is going to be a 3D version coming to flat screen that's also playable in VR. That's huge. So the Among Us Among Us 3D, it remains available on Quest, Steam VR, Pico, and PSVR 2. And the flat screen version is only coming to PC. No iOS or anything like that.
I think one of the best things to happen to Among Us, they already had a little following anyways, was VR.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're pulling everything together. It's like that.
Correct.
Now we're talking.
PC players will be able to play with VR players on this kind of best version of Among Us. Hell yeah.
It's good. Everybody wins.
Yep. It's like nothing changes negatively in the VR version. It's just bringing a flat screen version of the VR edition, which that wouldn't make sense to launch it on flat screen and call it Among Us VR.
No.
So the branding change makes sense in the end. I say that because my initial was like,
buy it.
Why are they changing it to Among Us 3D? Because like it actually makes sense.
It will be 3D.
And it goes from a 2D version of Among Us to a 3D version. Like, okay, this was the correct thing, and this is going to be huge for that game. So that's a cool one. Huge props to Shell Games.
I expect you to die, please. All right, sticking with the drums theme, I had to scoop this one. Smash Drums is coming to PlayStation VR 2 this year, and for you PS5 Pro users, you will have upgrades that take advantage of the fact that you paid that extra money for a Pro, and not every game is taking advantage of that.
Yes.
So
we've been off the air discussing looking at PS5s and PSVR 2s throughout the year.
I'm a believer you should get the Pro, but if not everybody's making games that even...
That's the thing, is not every game is optimized for it.
And if Gran Turismo is running and it looks as good as it does with that not having special shit, or does it?
I think Gran Turismo is one of the ones that has enhancements.
Yeah, then I have to have a Pro. See, that's fucked up, man.
But if you have a Pro, this is going to be one of the titles that has
Smash
enhancements.
Coming to a PlayStation VR 2 headset near you later
Cool
this
stuff.
year. Undisclosed time and date.
Smash Drums is a really good drumming rhythm game as well. That's also crushed it with DLCs and licensed stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I hope all of their DLCs come right away to PlayStation VR 2. I'm excited to be able to cover every platform of VR. I think that's important for us. And it really feels like, I said it last week and I mean it. It feels like the last couple months, there's been a big push towards developers coming to PSVR 2. It's become a decent ecosystem.
Yeah,
Look at
people are
that.
getting paid.
It's good. The
People
more
are
spots,
making money, dude.
Look, the more spots that there are for developers to make money,
The hell, man.
the better. You know, anyone that gets like locked into like fanboys of a specific console or something, it's like, no, I want to see developers make the most amount of money possible. And if that means more headsets, like, hell yeah. We have Google coming out with a headset later this year. We have Lenovo, who I know you're so excited for them to put out more hardware.
I have no faith in it.
We've
I
had
have zero faith in
we've
their
had some
fucking
Lenovo
laptops. I have less faith in a headset.
To be fair, we are using Lenovo's right now.
The cheapest you could get.
And those have held up.
So unless their headset's like $50,
We've had some Lenovo hardware go very, very
more than once,
bad.
more than twice, more than 3 times. I'm Lenovo'd out.
But we have all these new headsets coming, all these new
Then the
store
time
places.
you sent out the Lenovo to get fixed by them, and they sent it back, and it weighs like it's like
I
significantly
got to send it back.
heavier.
I actually have to send it in again. And it's not just that time. It's probably like the 5th time I'm sending it. And now every time it comes back slightly heavier. So start
like
weighing
heavier.
it.
Like they're putting lead in the thing. No, I'm just really turned off about their. Can't say their customer service is bad, but it's like build a better computer.
I paid like a good amount of money for the best warranty that you could, which I highly recommend.
Yeah,
in that case.
Yeah, buyer beware.
But anyway, my point being that we have all of these new digital storefronts coming for VR games in this next year. I think that, I hope that they all do well, and these are all profitable ecosystems for developers to make money off of. But it's a little bit of chicken or the egg. You won't get users without games on the platform, but people don't want to bring games to a platform without users there. So hopefully, we see some mass porting and all these ecosystems come out to a good start. So this one was one that I did not see coming at all. But Pinball FX VR is bringing their arcade game, which is a flat screen game as well, developed by Zen Studios. You do?
Mm-hmm.
The original came out in 2023, so not that long ago. But how was the flat screen version? Do you remember? Or is it one of those that you spent some Game Pass time on or something like that?
I think I bought it.
Put in some hours?
No.
I
won't say hours.
Okay.
Pinball.
But, they had the flat screen version is now bringing it to VR on the MetaQuest with a new environment to the original game and mixed reality support on the MetaQuest version.
100% more excited for it in VR than I am on flat screen.
Mm-hmm. Lets you play the pinball machines. There's online leaderboards. There's a mission-based campaign for unlocking new stuff alongside activities, mini games. That's pretty cool.
Pinball.
Yeah.
Pinball in VR, though. Long as the mechanics and the buttons work like they should, we're golden.
They say some of the DLCs from the flat screen version, like
there's a few,
like the Indiana Jones ones, Star Trek, Twilight Zone. Those ones are coming, and then right away at launch, and then more are coming the months after. Wow! Oh, these are the same developers of the Star Wars pinball game. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Same developers.
Okay. Well, they have the mechanics.
Yeah, riddle me not shocked. I think that
riddle me not confused.
I think that the Star Wars one came out before Pinball FX. Yeah, that came out in like 2021, and then Pinball FX came out in 2023. That's interesting. They were VR devs, made the flat screen next pinball game, and now we're bringing it back to VR. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is actually cool. Oh, it's coming, by the way, on April 3rd to the MetaQuest. So the day before our showcase.
It's over a month away.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got our MetaConnect 2025 dates for September 17th and 18th.
Ooh, how I hope we are able to go again. No guarantees, nothing.
I won't say no.
Nothing in life is guaranteed.
No.
It was a huge privilege to go last year. We'd love to go again this year. They're also doing like a llama conference as well, an AI specific one.
I'm excited for Connect though.
Which is the cool thing about them doing a separate llama one is that's one less thing discussed at Connect, which opens up the floor for more VR or MR, because now they use the term MR for VR as well. MR is their catch-all phrase for everything. That just opens up the floor for more time of that side of things.
Yeah, a lot of speculation as to what will be discussed this year, but I'm sure Orion will be
on display again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. More news about it, at least.
Correct.
Probably a whole bunch of info about their wearables that we hear, like that, the HUD display one. There's the rumor about the Oakley ones. What was the report? Like 5 of them coming the next year, so like.
I don't think we're going to wait till September to see the Oakleys.
No, but I think that those are going to be a predominant part of it, like new features, things like that. Just like they were, I would say that the Ray-Bans had a significant chunk of the keynote of the last Connect.
Yeah, because we know there's a lot of cool shit coming for them.
And they're overselling, meaning they're selling above projection. So I think that they're going to I think that the wearable section will be a big part of Connect, is my speculation.
They do half the amount of stuff for the Ray-Bans, as they said. Dude, it's amazing.
But all of that, I remember there was a couple of the presentations that were AI focused that were very tech savvy. That I don't want to say that they felt out of place, but they were very they were for high level.
They went a little deeper,
and like that makes sense that that's now going to have its own convention,
as it should.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
I don't want
as it should.
I don't want to say it felt out of place, but no, that makes sense for the people interested in that. Like, let them get a whole segment, a whole conference dedicated to that.
I think you'll still get crossover discussions of the tech.
I'm sure
conferences,
especially with stuff like the Ray-Bans,
like in Connect, you're going to hear something.
You're going to hear about AI features as part of their devices and stuff like that. I am sure.
Well, it is integrated in everything. So.
Interesting times ahead. I'm sure we're going to hear about Horizon Worlds.
But if we get invited, I know we will go. I might be homeless, but we'll go.
I just love that.
Out.
I love that feeling that we had at Gamescom and at Connect of seeing all the developers getting stopped. It was awesome. Remember, it took us an hour to get out of the frickin' cafeteria.
I'd go
area?
just to be in the campus.
Yeah. I don't need the whole agenda of stuff. Just I'll sit there.
Plenty of people to.
I'll sit there.
Set up recording much earlier.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm more than happy to not have any agenda and just sit and mingle. There were some talks that I actually wanted to see that we didn't get to see. Mava's,
Scott.
Yep. There's some good ones.
Yep. But I'm not hating on nothing.
No, I'll go and have a full stacked agenda. I'm grateful to be there for sure. Thanks to the MetaQuest Creator Program on that one as well too.
As long as you can say, look, we can't do shit for you other than get you in the door.
I'm
freaking fine.
I'm happy.
I'm not going to go without food and drink.
Fingers crossed on Gamescom as well too.
Dude.
Those two were good highlights, man. Good times. So with MetaConnect, September 17th and 18th, that's exciting times. But that brings us to, as always, huge thank you to the members on our on-air shout-out tier of our Patreon. Huge thank you to Asim, Amelia, Carson, Earth Witness, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, and Shoes. Thank you all for your continued support. Let us play around with things like, PlayStation VR potentially down the line. I always joke, and this isn't just in case Uncle Sam's listening and it's taxis and such. I have always spent more on the podcast than we have made. That is for sure.
Dude, that's as easy as they just tap into your account. Yeah. You're like, well, obviously.
Yeah. So it is nice for
it's not a cash business here.
Thank you to the people that help lessen that burden for sure with our people in our Patreon support tier. As well, you get a nice little label or a nice little name color in Discord. If you join our Discord as well too, you get the marking that you are a Patreon supporter, and you get access to an exclusive chat room in our Discord server, which I always say anyone can join our Discord server, but it is nice to have a Patreon chat room as well too. But in our Discord, that's the place to be. I say it all the time. Got a bunch of great VR discussion, book discussion, flat screen gaming discussion, racing discussion, Whole bunch of racing discussion.
Racing's popular.
Game meetups, hangout events. You know, it's a great, pretty much if there's a Walkabout Mini Golf new course dropping, there's going to be a meetup for that.
Instantly.
Resonite meetup. So, you know, good times. So check out
for meetups.
Meetups on meetups on meetups on meetups. So thank you to everyone that tunes in, that supports, that's a member of our Patreon and Discord. And like I said, everyone that just listens in general, you all rock. And again, you can find the links for those, our Discord and our Patreon, in our show notes. So taking it away, on to the next one. Bear with me on the pronunciation of this one, but Neko Atsumi Perfect celebrates their 10th anniversary.
Congratulations.
It's a kitty collector game that is available on the MetaQuest.
Kitty? Meow.
Yes,
Meow. Okay.
Meow. I like the word that was used in the Upload VR article. They describe them as feline mascots, and that is exactly what they are. But the game did come out in 2023, but they are coming out with a new collaboration event where you get to...
Which cracked me up.
Yeah, you get to find various feline-themed items and Easter eggs that, you know, you'll see references to Gorilla Tag, Breachers, Walkabout Mini Golf, Digigods, Brazen Blades, and X8 in these. So that's freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like when games do these type of cross collaborations.
I actually, you know how I learned about this the most?
Walkabout Mini Golf posting about it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like when you do these, when game developers do these type of collaborations, it's like, yeah, you get to be introduced to other game developers' audiences as well too. I'm going to talk. I've spent more time looking at Neko Atsumi Perfect because of Walkabout Mini Golf than I ever did at their launch as well.
Or
too.
organically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's cool to know, like,
good for them, man.
I love when you go into Maka in Ghost of Tabor.
Oh, the posters.
And there's the posters of games like Breachers and such. Like, that's freaking cool. So I love these type of cross collaborations. So cool stuff.
Dude, everybody wins and there's no harm to any of the product because of what the base game is. So
also, well, the event kicked off on February 21st. So it's going now. And it runs until March 20th. And it is also on sale for half price at $9.99 during this event period as well. So if you're on the fence about grabbing it and you want to grab it for these collaborations that end March 20th, now's your time. $9.99.
Steal. All right. So you want to talk about some freaking pot of gold, dude. This isn't even funny. So a while ago, Meta ran a much smaller scaled program of incentivizing this huge push for Horizon Worlds.
For creating Horizon Worlds.
Oh, yeah. But this time around, and it's funny because I can't see anywhere where there's any mention of how many people. Is it one? Is it 100?
Is it $70,000 grants? Is it $1 million grants?
Is it 50 million different people? But regardless, they're proposing to give out $50 million to the top Horizon World creators. Dude, can one person get 10 million? Because you did so many. There's a lot of variables that are going to go into this that will make it even to like kind of stack the possibility of making money.
Is this for like independent
in-game
creators?
DLCs?
Or could like Mighty Coconut go and get a couple mil to make a Walkabout Mini Golf world?
Maybe
or a Synth Riders world? Or
why couldn't they?
a Breachers world? Is it open to game studios?
I don't know.
In which case, yeah, a couple $1 million would be the payout for that, right? But
they also have, you can make Horizon Worlds on PC now.
yes,
And export
that comes
it
up.
over.
That comes up later
You know,
in the show,
so
but there's that
making
web app.
shit even easier.
Mhm.
So they're kind of going hand in hand here. But you talk about incentivizing 50 freaking million.
Yes, $50 million creator fund.
Ridiculous, dude.
And I don't think that they're going to put that out overnight. Like, I'm sure they're going to space out the funding.
No, and
stuff
again,
like that.
there's variables there's criteria you'll have to meet, and you know, other things you'll be up against.
But again, is this going to those people that like they're solo independent people that have just learned Horizon Worlds and just built these random worlds that have
if
like the people we met at Connect.
if your world is popular,
Does it go to you?
if your world,
Or are they going after game studios?
No, I think they're going after whoever meets the crowd. I don't think they care about the name behind it. It's, are people going there? Are shit. Let me find the things that you can see are what's really driving the ability to freaking get paid.
We saw people like world builders at Connect this past year.
We did.
I'm wondering if it's going to them.
It could. So the creator fund payments are going to be tied to worlds that contribute to the ecosystem by measuring time spent in the world. In-world purchases that are going to be, I'm looking at it as kind of like bonuses on top of other money you can make for having the world.
Okay, so you make us a little bit of money.
You make us some good money, we'll give you back some better money.
We'll reinvest in you to do this process again. Make us a new world.
But I mean,
it also makes money.
I can't think of a better. So I mean, to me, this isn't like restricted to like, hey, you have to be a proven. No, if you're somebody who's really good at making worlds, dude. If it's engaging and people are there and having fun, I'm out of the game. You know, I can't.
Yeah,
there's no way I'm gonna. Nope. But
there's money to be made.
At the end of fucking $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, and I can't think there's millions of people making worlds.
And so now I wonder if you apply for it, if there's anyone to apply, or if they're just going to contact people. They got your contact, baby. Well, they know how to find you.
They'll know, they'll know the analytics, right?
Mm-hmm. And they are putting out as well in March a $1 million mobile building fund as well too for Horizon apps
and enabling in-worlds monetization.
Yes. Well, yeah, they have to in order to use that as a metric for grading people on giving out the fund. But I think the in-game
it's for 18 different countries.
Correct. It's limited to certain countries, which Horizon Worlds is in general. There's a lot of countries still in Europe that cannot access Horizon Worlds. So it's interesting how much they push it, but like it's not worldwide yet.
Comments are pretty brutal on upload VRs.
Well, like here's the thing.
And I get it.
It's one of those things where like I don't hate on Horizon Worlds. It can do its thing, but the more you shove it into people's face, culty. If you shove it into people's face, then there is going to be a negative pushback. But if you just let it exist in the background, no, there's no reason to hate.
I mean, you don't have to put all your eggs in it, right? I mean, it just seems that they're rolling so freaking heavy on it. It's just like over the top.
Every person I know that has gotten into VR and stuck with it, got into it for gaming. VR,
yeah, dude,
is a gaming first platform in its current stage. Like that is the side to push. High level gaming. If you get people to get in a headset and they don't stick with it, it's not because there's not enough Horizon Worlds type games and apps. I promise you. They're not sticking with it because there's not enough high quality.
I don't think Horizon Worlds is selling headsets.
No, that's my thing.
Or else they would charge big money for it and give it away with new headsets.
Dude, when you go into a headset right now and you go through the store and you go, what's missing from there? It's not Horizon Worlds type games. You know what I mean? You go, what's missing from there? It's Age of Empires. It's The Sims. It's these premium fucking games. And that's what sells headsets. I do think it is important to cater to kids in some sense of having apps for them because they are the market of the future. Like, it's amazing how many kids use VR.
I don't think they're trying to cater to kids, though.
You got to be by pushing Horizon Worlds.
If you're going to allow
you're going to bunch of fucking
in-world purchases and all that shit, you're going to have age restrictions and all that crap.
Right, but all these apps do too, like Roblox and
oh no, I get it.
They all use that. They, you know, use parents' credit card is the attitude. You know, they tie it to the headset and say, "Hey, little Timmy, go crazy." So it is important that these users exist because in 10 years, these kids are going to be spending money, like they're going to become adults, and it's really cool that for kids.
You hope,
yeah. Hopefully, they have money to spend.
Only hope.
Hopefully, money is still a thing, but they have they have VR as just another piece of tech in their brain. Like, you don't need to convince them to go get a headset and that VR is this. Like, it's just another piece of tech to them already. So it's amazing that kids are sold on VR and the way they are. That doesn't mean throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, premium gamers still exist and are an important part of the ecosystem. You know, you look at the top selling paid games.
Put all your shit. If it was all about Horizon Worlds, it'd be gone already.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not enough to support shit. I mean, I get it. They love it. I get it. I get some people, you know, it's their bread and butter. I get it, dude. I totally do. But there's no way
it's not what's selling headsets. It's not what's keeping users.
Hell no. What are you really bringing to the table? I mean,
again,
you know what the worst part is when I hear, and from day one when I heard the term Horizon Worlds, I just think glorified Rec Room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I don't think beyond.
Like, I get why they
it's
want their
really
own version
hard
of
nut
it
to crack.
I get why they want their own version of it, but it's the amount that it's pushed. And again, I go back to
no
it.
Reason.
You put somebody in a headset and you go, what's missing here? They're not going to describe to your Horizon Worlds.
No, I wish I knew about a place I know nothing about that.
They're not going to say we need the social app. What do you think of these? They're not going to describe those type of apps. They're going to say we need Skyrim. We need, you know.
With the exception of a couple of games that, like, I just got tired of seeing them trying to show me. I just really have no reason though. Like,
I like the idea of like comedy clubs. I like that idea.
I like the idea of whatever works for somebody, but
I mean, like,
you know, I don't know. I like the idea of a comedy club if it's not like karaoke comedy. If I'm gonna open mic shit,
yeah,
you know, come on, it's not real because
they've had professional
you're hiding behind an avatar.
They've
but if
had
you're
professional
talking
comedians go out and do shows.
That's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they have like the opener.
If I'm just gonna sit there and waste my time watching people suck at comedy,
they have the host, the openers, then the headliner. They've done those type of things. Those are cool,
and it's definitely not the same nerves as open mic because you're behind an avatar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like people don't. You can do whatever you want, but you know, whatever. Either way,
cool stuff. Money to be made right now.
$50 million
buckaroos.
If I had the ability, I would be pumping those worlds out with intent.
Mm-hmm.
$50 million intent.
So it was announced last week, the official date of the VR Games Showcase, which is held by our friends Jamie and Zena, who we
great human beings.
Yep, spoke about that the other week. Overall, just top down, great people. I think they're going to crush it with their showcase. It takes place a month before ours, though, almost exactly a month. They announced the official date for March 11th. So they also announced that there's going to be stuff shown from Flat to VR Studios and Hitman World of Assassination. So that's amongst, I'm sure that there's going to be much more in their showcase than just those two studios as well, too. So should be a good show. It's also going to take place at 9 a.m. PT Pacific time. So that's 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
So that's not bad timing.
No, dude, I'm pretty stoked for it.
Like I said, solid 3 weeks before ours as well, too.
Yeah.
I think the spacing is perfect. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. I wish them luck on the...
Mm-hmm. It's their second VR game showcase, which is actually funny. We're walking a little parallel with it. This is our second one as well, too.
But again, great people.
Mm-hmm.
So when good people are behind something, you know, the finished product's going to be great.
Great people. Sounds like great games coming. So let's see.
All right. So, and what was some of the sadder, were considered some of the sadder news, and I've got my own opinion on it, but Toast Interactive closes office, shutting doors on, well, I mean, we know when I say shutting doors, that doesn't include
the founders.
You know, yes.
The studio is still going to exist in some capacity, it sounds.
But everyone else is being considered redundant.
The physical studio is closed.
And look, this studio started with just what, Richie and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Max Mustard was a different venture, and if it's running to the point where people aren't needed, then yeah. But I don't
think that's the reason why they cut them. I think they were very clear. They were very clear in their statement why they cut people, because of finances. They didn't sell much.
Well, then I didn't see that.
Oh.
But do you think that's a direct line for giving away your game for a penny?
Here, I'll pull up the statement right now. They said, to everyone at the VR community, we are closing this Toast Interactive office. It's a heartbreaking decision that we never wanted to make. The majority of our talented staff has suffered redundancies, and we will assist where we can with their next journey. We are incredibly grateful and proud of everything the team has accomplished. So much talent and passion went into the creation of Max Mustard, and every single accolade speaks volumes. We'll continue to improve Richie's playing experience in Max Mustard with a leaner approach. We want to thank everyone, acknowledge everyone who has been a part of this journey.
Yes.
And then he said, we assumed that if a high user rating, that it would appear in the important top rated category on the store, completing its discovery loop. With a 4.9 for the first few months and 100 of reviews, it should have been number 1 for the top rated spot, but it never appeared. Apparently it's in the algorithm. Wasn't in any other category. Hidden gems? No. Made in Australia? No. Nothing. It was heartbreaking.
What does that have to do with?
Yes, hold on. He went on Reddit and dropped a bunch of...
All right. So, I mean, you really got to dig deep then. On the surface, it's not written that way.
No, not their statement.
Not at all. Well, I'll stand by my initial thought then. Which is, it was a small ass studio to begin with. Why wouldn't it resort back to that unless they're going to start working on something else? I mean, I just don't understand. So it's like, if you got to go down a rabbit hole to find a statement that says, oh no, it was due to money. Well, yeah, makes sense. What are the people to work on?
And then they said, after realizing Max Mustard wasn't going to get store presence, despite it being the highest rated game on the store at this time, we were forced to make a ridiculous decision with the big discount cross promo with Richie's playing to force the store presence. It worked, and the short burst of store presence has increased full price sales since then. Game of the Year finalists and no store presence still. It's heartbreaking and probably wouldn't have changed the outcome today.
Okay. Again, I'll still stick by my it started with 2, it ends with 2. Because let's say you got 10 people to do shit. What are you paying an environmentalist for? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can handle any changes. But again, it's like, if one has to dig that deep for what is news about somebody's company, to me, that's, like I said, I just didn't see it. So that's why I came to my conclusion of, well, yeah, it's full circle. Richie's Plank was not, a huge team. Max Mustard, you had to boost it up to get it out. It's run its course. I mean, how much money would it have to generate in new sales to facilitate keeping a handful of the employees on payroll for a game that essentially you're happy with? So I don't know. But on the downside of it is, there's people that are now looking for work, but it's also good that they're going to try to help refacilitate them with something.
Yeah. He goes on Reddit and basically says it's a lot just because of the no store presence. But I feel like Max Mustard got a good push at launch. Like, maybe that was just us pushing it.
No, I mean, everyone was talking about it when, they did the sale they did, which I think long term was not. And I like the dude as a human being, dude. I really do. I just don't agree with that move. It spiked a ripple through the...
With the 99% off?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It put a ripple through that ecosystem, something fierce.
Well, it should be a lesson for people, too, that,
it drew out a lot of opinions.
They might have climbed top of the ratings, but, don't do it if you're a studio. It's not worth it in the long run, because, look, then they still had to lay off everyone.
Well, and again, unless there was another project being worked on, I'm looking at it from, If you have Max Mustard, it's like, how many people do you need to work on it? If you and your wife are capable and the game's out, And it's like, how
Right, but
much
you're gonna
more
close,
of a...
You're going to close your whole physical studio,
But that's how it began.
but you're never going to make another game then?
He had Richie's Plank and then made Max Mustard, right?
If I remember, Richie's Plank started as a demo, and then they got a full team to finish it.
So when he wants to make another game, why wouldn't he do the same thing?
Yeah. To me, that's just not a sales are good move. That's a sales are not good move.
Uh-huh.
Especially when he said sales were not good on it.
Yeah, I stick to my shit. It doesn't matter.
I know. I'm just saying it's like,
we might never know, but I wasn't surprised. I wasn't like, oh no, the industry's suffering. No, it's like there were a lot of things at play also that wasn't normal.
yeah, I mean, dude, I totally read his statement as saying it's no store presence due to it, and that it didn't sell good. So that they had to do the
That was the number one selling game for a short period of time, was it not?
That's on units sold.
Yeah.
At 99 cents.
That's not at 99 cents though, is not it was for a short term one of the top selling games sold.
But not making any money. You're making 20
That's
cents on a
problem
game.
Is that I didn't make that decision.
Right,
Someone
but
knocked their game down to $1.
Yeah, they do.
You
say
get what
that
I'm saying? It's like,
well, yeah, I'm just saying it's pretty clear that they didn't sell good on it. It wasn't like that they rolled around in millions. I'm gonna guess they lost money on it.
at 99 cents? Yeah.
Well, like just in general.
1,000,000%. If you took every VR user on the Quest, if they bought it, what is that? You know, it's like, well, yeah, that's some millions, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, it just wasn't a good
Because you
move.
think it's at 99 cents, and then Meta takes 30% of that. Now you're at 70 cents, and then taxes to the Australian
I mean,
government,
like a dime.
making 20 cents.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
So
No,
even
but
if they-
dude, when it went down, I wasn't like, this is the best thing ever.
Mhm.
It was just so out there, like no fucks given type of thing.
Be interested if they do another game, or if it's just going to be supporting Max Mustard. They said they're still going to try to bring it to PSVR too.
Which would be huge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if there's more to do, he'll bring on people to do it. Just isn't doing anything right now.
He said that they're discussing a mobile phone port. That'd be interesting. All right. That's unfortunate news, but probably not the last time
We have no clue.
we'll hear about that
It's all speculative.
through this year.
No.
So, from the makers of Gorilla Tag, Orion Drift, they announced that their early access is starting tomorrow, February 25th. They did an open beta a couple months ago that lasted for a couple days, and it was very well received. And this game is going to be, it features customizable robots, and it's going to have a space station social hub that supports up to 200 players simultaneously. 200 players, 200 kids. But that'll be interesting. It's going to be another free-to-play game. So,
They're just crazy, huh?
yeah, let's see. They call it a zero-gravity sci-fi sports game reminiscent of Echo VR, but from what I see, it didn't really feel like Echo VR.
No, there's a keyword in it. They're not
Yeah.
stupid. They've been
Yeah.
around a while, dude. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, maybe they'll have an Echo VR
You're going to search
game
Gorilla
mode.
Tag and that shit's going to
Yeah,
come up.
it seems much more like Gorilla Tag than Echo VR. That's for sure. Anywho, though, early access kicking off tomorrow. So, not really my cup of tea with style of games, but for you free-to-play Gorilla Tag fanatics,
man.
go get them.
We'll have to try it just to say
Just
we
to
tried
see.
it. Yeah.
200 kids, dude, in a lobby? Out of your fucking mind. But I'll try it.
Uh-huh.
Just to be able to properly say how out of your mind you were for making me go in this.
So here's something cool, man. Because I know solo, neither one of us would ever want to fucking do this. New game out on Quest. Ghost photographers. And guess what you don't have in this game? Weapons. No. Smartphone. Couple of candles.
Fuck off.
Have fun. But
those are
you
the
can play
worst
it
type of horror games.
But you can play it with friends.
Okay.
So,
There's ones like this on flat screen you've told me about that just sound so intense.
this one's cool though. It's got puzzles. You got a free ghost.
Dude, we're gonna get
I'm
spooked.
kind of digging it. I don't think this
Spooked
one's.
while solving puzzles.
Yeah, I don't
There's
think
gonna be
this
shit
one's
pop
that
up.
scary though.
Yeah, but like things pop out at you, man. Like even playing Dungeons of Eternity last night when that wasp popped out of nowhere in our face.
Oh, I was legit scared.
So like, we'll see. The smartphone survival co-op is what they
Yeah,
describe
because
it as.
that's what you have. That's what you get.
Smartphone.
They're not the first game to do like a camera.
No, like I said, you've told me about games like this. You get no weapons, and that's how this is going to be. So I'm curious. The co-op aspect.
Yeah, no weapons in surviving is pretty shitty. But this one, I think this one's being done because of the puzzle aspect and shit. I don't see the fear as much as the. I don't know, man.
Yeah, this one looks a little intense, man. I'll still play it though. I mean, multiplayer, like I said, saving grace. Looks wicked fun though.
I have a feeling when you look through your phone, you see things that you don't see with your eye. Maybe, I don't know, in certain areas. I don't know where they're going to go with it.
And you said it's out now?
Yeah. It can be played with up to 2 additional
So a total of 3 people. 3 seems to be the common number developers go with in
players
VR.
relying on voice chat to communicate with one another.
$14.99 on the MetaQuest store. Published by My Dearest and another studio. 2 publishers, My Dearest and Shochiku.
My Dearest is awesome.
Shochiku, but it's made by Bazooka Studio.
Bazooka.
Love
I
that name.
Yeah.
Got a 4.4 on the MetaQuest currently with 40 total ratings. Ghost Photographers. Not bad, man. I'll definitely have to check that one out if you're down too. I ain't playing it alone, but if you're down to play it, I'll play it.
Oh, yeah, dude. As long as I'll play with someone.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, I don't think it's too over the top.
No. So you had referenced this one earlier when you were talking about the Creator Fund, but no, hey, it was appropriate. Probably should have just rolled into it right then and there, honestly. The Meta Horizon desktop editor for making Horizon worlds on your desktop is now available to everyone in early access. And not only is this desktop editor available, it is replacing the VR method of making the worlds. They're not going to support that anymore. They're not going to make updates to it. The VR method of making worlds. Now the desktop app is the primary way to make your Horizon worlds.
Make them on the go, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which is awesome, dude.
This is going to be interesting. See the next level of quality that people can bring. Really, that's what this allows. It allows you to bring in much better assets and
they're investing
mechanisms.
hard into it, obviously. So,
I mean, it's kind of that Unity style drag and drop. Looks really easy to use.
$50 million at stake here, dude.
So that's the thing. Not only did they put out this fund, then they dropped easy desktop software to do it, adding simple to add behaviors and scripts and assets and colors. Look at that, making zombie shooters. Look at that, just dropping NPC zombie into it. Boom. NPC chicken to Attack of the Chickens. Look at that. This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I might even play with it a little bit. Why not? If they're throwing around
There'll be people who can make worlds that don't do VR.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
And it's crazy that they're depreciating the in VR tools to do this too.
If you can do to scale, I'll have to look at it. But if you can do to scale, you could take blueprints and do any to scale building.
Mm-hmm. Might be fun to play around with a little bit. I'm just saying.
Interesting
times.
$50 million, sir.
My fear
all
with
I
the
keep
$50 million
thinking about,
funds is
50,
it's going to
jeez.
attract a bunch of people that weren't in the industry before and are just coming in to try. But I like that it's metric based.
Get money. Yeah.
I like that it's metric based of like,
You're not just going to come in and
you're not going to come. You have to have an existing
Do you know who I am?
high-performing world. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I like
we don't
that.
give a shit.
That's a smart way to do it.
What are you doing for our whole, what are you doing
Would do for
Horizon
us.
Worlds?
Ask not what we can do for you.
What can
Ask what you can do for us.
famous Zuckerberg quote. So new game out. It's already out. Came out last week. Pixel Arcade. I kind of think this is one that, based on like what I can see about it, I have to play it to really. The only thing I don't like is it seems it's got that gorilla taggy type movement.
Yeah, which is like the trend. It's just not for me. After a work day, I don't always want to be swinging my arms around just to move.
You say that, but then we play friggin'
Underdogs
or fucking bow and arrows and
yeah.
but 40 rounds of that, bro. My
but
arm
I'm
hurts.
not swinging my arms to move
You just
in the
hating
arrow
on gorilla
game.
tag, man. But this is parkour. But it looks parkour. But you look at the even name Pixel Arcade. So what do you expect? Pixels. It's got kind of that neon world vibe going on. I don't know. I want to try it.
They say a PSVR version is coming soon, but it is out on Quest and Steam. $9.99 on the MetaQuest.
No, and it looks like you got to be pretty active to play it.
$9.99 on the MetaQuest. You want to hear what's sad though?
What's that?
Only one rating. It's a
What?
5-star rating.
It's a 5-star rating.
So they got a 5-star on the MetaQuest. Dude, I swear.
That's just proof it's not a big studio.
Why? Because they could have like
They would
5
have
of their
reached out
people,
to. They would have reached out to 50 people and been like, "Yo,
have their developers do like one person.
you can always tell those."
Yeah, 100%. I've even seen ratings where it goes, "I am a developer."
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that, or when people go, "I play tested it." You know, so you get a no. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's always good to do disclosures.
You're proud of your product. You know, leave a review.
It is a 5-star to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully you're not
6.
putting out things that you think are a 3-star.
Unless you're like real self-critical and you gave yourself like a 2, and this huge reason why, and you're like, by the way, I'm the developer.
Dude, I swear a year ago when App Lab was a thing, we would have never seen a game featured on Upload VR with a dedicated article only have 1 store rating.
Why would you?
You know what I'm like? It's
Yeah,
just such a weird market things are in right now. They need to go back.
Yeah.
Bring App Lab 2.0 back.
Can't judge it on the rating, though.
No. I'm not saying that anything to the game. I'm saying that more as a testament to the game's not getting attention.
Dude,
It's a different market these days.
No, I feel really bad.
Hey, as users too, I feel I should say it. If you've been enjoying a game, like drop it a 5-star, or it doesn't have to be 5-star. Give your honest opinion.
Yeah, give it a review.
Drop a store rating. Like
You don't even have to write words. Do a little happy face.
clearly, games are hurting on them. This game's got 1-star review. Well, I'm sorry, 5 stars, but it has a 1 rating.
It only came out like 4 days ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying this. You would have never seen a game come out in the MetaQuest store, on the official Quest store, and
wouldn't have
almost a
been-
week
it wouldn't have
later
been
have
a-
1 rating.
You wouldn't have even gotten there. That was one of the complaints that developers had on App Lab was, hey, you need ratings and reviews.
Yes.
Didn't have to be perfect ones, but you need the reviews. You got to have them. Nothing's changed.
I'd argue new games are getting less
Yeah.
ratings and visibility
That game
on the
never
new
would have-
system.
would-
On
never
App
would
Lab,
have seen
this
the
would have
light
had
of day.
an App Lab. I think this game would have had 15 reviews.
Might have even had more. Here's the other thing. Because people knew App Lab's story, right? Like what
They
it was
wanted
for,
to go out and review.
you were more likely to
Yes.
go gamble on a game.
Yes.
You wanted to be part of that build, like Deism.
Now this is
Fucking
held
great
to the same
example.
sandal as Alien Rogue Incursion or Behemoth.
Yeah.
Because you're all on the official store. It was such a mistake to pull it away. I'm so sad. Rest in peace. Not gonna let it go. Pour one out for a lost homie.
Curious how we really feel about it. I don't think anyone's ever heard our App Lab complaint. No, dude, it's sad.
Just bring
it's
it
sad
back.
because I'm seeing firsthand. It's not just our opinion on it. I mean, we're seeing firsthand. We're talking to people who are going through it.
This game
The
came
struggles
out a
and
week
effect
ago.
that especially the indie dev whose marketing budget is not
One rating.
a third of their freaking production costs. So I
Mhm.
mean, I just they have my sympathy, man. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
The hustle's hard, but App Lab had its place. It had its purpose. A game like this could have become a cult classic on App Lab.
Yep.
For all you know,
But now it's held to the official store standard. It's all weird.
We're going to put you right up there next to Batman. You know.
Yeah, it's just weird, man. Things are weird right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
Not always, not every change is the best, but I mean, it makes me feel bad enough. Like, fuck, more people should play it. Please write them a review.
Mm-hmm.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah. Anywho's though.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But the game looks fun. I'll try it with you if you're down.
Yeah.
Multiplayer.
Yeah. I'm not like it's a Gorilla Tag movement system, but then I'll jump into Underdogs and be like, I'm all in character and life is great.
Mm-hmm.
For all I know, Gorilla Tag's just as fun.
This next one, I don't even know why this is on our list. I even referenced it over, so I'll say it real quick because it's on the list.
Okay.
And then we'll just move on.
Move on quickly.
Meta's now using mixed reality, MR, to describe mixed reality and VR.
Spoiler.
So if you ever hear them say, like, there's going to be a bunch of MR updates or we have a bunch of MR stuff coming, that also refers to VR. Which, in fairness, I do feel like the term MR,
XR, VR,
if you're going to describe
IRL,
if you're going to describe
LOL.
what the MetaQuest headset is, I mean, I guess you could say it's a mixed reality headset. It does VR, it does mixed reality, and that VR are specific apps.
AR, MR, VR, working utility.
Just give me my fucking games,
device.
and I'm happy.
It's a headset.
It's a headset. It's
What
a gaming
comes out of
head-
it? Whatever you want. Can be mixed reality. Could be super duper reality.
Things are not getting confusing, I promise you.
SDR that's what I want, dude. SDR all day, every day. Super duper reality. It's so silly. No, and I saw that coming too, anyways, with like the loose term of throughout all last year. I think early last year, you started to see like things shifted directly from VR, and then it went VR, and you see like VR MR, and then VR MR XR, and it's like, how many R's? What is it? All means the same shit, some sort of distorted reality, but too funny. And I think the observant listener would have picked up on that conversation earlier in the episode too.
Yeah. I was like, I saw it come up next. I was like, next.
We'll just move on from there.
Yeah, I just didn't want to tell you right away to grab your next one. Give you some time to pull it up. Get
No,
situated, get comfy.
dude, no, this is a short and sweetie. So Zero Caliber 2 is planning a PC VR spinoff. It's entering development. So we're not getting this tomorrow. We're not getting this.
I think they had previously said it too.
This month.
They were kind of reconfirming to people that, like, look, it's still coming.
It's a spin-off game, though. So it's not going to be.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that means that they want to do. This is me just speculating off of reading that I'd imagine that they want to do like a higher quality.
It's exactly what I thought. They do have a PC build, but there's no date. They have a lot of fine tuning to do, and we'll let you know down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds like if I had to guess, that they just want to make same thing as Dungeons of Eternity, like wanting to make
it right.
Yes.
Yeah, I won't hate on that, and it's just refreshing to know that it's officially in.
We've seen PC VR games get massacred when they go from Quest to PC VR if they just put the Quest version on PC VR. Like, it's become a thing. Like, no, you have to have a better PC VR version if you're going to PC VR.
Do you have some higher expectations?
Mm-hmm.
Till the two sides
have
meet,
you played Mother Gunship Forge PC VR yet?
Mm-mm.
I haven't yet either. I just thought of that. We got to hop in there.
I should just so I can have a third now.
Well, and it'll handle the higher frame rates
without
better.
dumbing down to yeah.
I got to see what it looks like. Yeah.
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good call.
Yeah. Been taking full advantage of that game in PC, I'll tell you that much. So, I'm excited for that. I love Zero Caliber too. This next one, Neon Genesis Evangelion,
yeah.
is getting an XR game. It's interesting, as exactly as we had said with the terminology. When I hear they're getting an XR game, I'm imagining that they're going to do VR and mixed reality, but let's see. It's developed by Korean studio Pixel Inc. I think we've met some of the Pixel developers.
Pixelity? Yeah,
Pixelity.
we met him in
Yep.
Connect.
And Gamescom, I think, too.
We did.
Yep. So this is coming from Pixelity. Our boys over there.
I wish they had
What's
said
his name?
something.
Leo?
Yeah. I'm almost positive.
I'm pretty sure that's Leo.
Yep. And we
Oh.
met, I think his boss was there in Connect too.
Mm-hmm. They signed a licensing agreement with Japanese animation studio Kahara Inc. to develop the currently unnamed game, which is based on the anime. I don't know Neon Genesis Evangelion. I'm not like a huge anime guy in my current stage in life, but for those that are, they might know it. They're going to plan the game as a trilogy with the first installment based on the world and events with the trilogy based on the world and events of all 26 episodes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the Pixility peeps, though.
Mm-hmm.
They're good peeps.
It's scheduled to launch sometime next year as well, too. This is just the initial announcement that it's in the works. So that's a big win for Pixility. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, no, dude. I'm just happy to see their name still doing something in the VR space and moving on to other space.
This anime initially aired in 1995. Wow. That's an old series. Okay. So for like anime fans, this might be a big freaking title. Yeah. I just don't know it like that. But I mean, 1995 and they're still putting out stuff. I guess that they've had VR things at theme parks.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They've had things at Japanese theme parks for this series that were VR as well. So it's not the series' first endeavor into VR.
Dude, I'd love to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm. Like a year ago, a video came out of Yu-Gi-Oh! You remember Yu-Gi-Oh?
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those monster trading card games. Really popular TV show as well, too. But they had showed off a Yu-Gi-Oh! VR demo, and just nothing's come of it. It was like a little tech demo that they did
Someone's
on
got it.
They did it on like some event, and it looked so fucking solid.
Remember the little keychain pets?
Mm-hmm.
Those things were cool. Can't remember what they were called.
Tamagotchis?
Tamagotchis.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. That type of app is missing from
someone will do it.
the Quest.
But
that was my last piece of news.
Damn,
oh my goodness.
It was. Yeah, I'll close it out.
We made it
with a cool ass hover bike shooter called Retronica.
It's leaving. Oh, sorry. I'll let you do it.
Yeah, it's out of early access.
It's no, I'm just kidding.
It's out on Quest.
I've heard of Retronica for a while. That's crazy. It's because it just left early access. I've definitely heard of it being out for a while.
We'll have to get it and see the review. Not the review, but the story on it's kind of like hit or missy with that's what I love about Upload is like you give them a build that's not 100%. They're not going to shy from it.
No, if they haven't checked out another build since then too, they'll be sure to mention it in their article. Like as a reminder, when we played it,
they rewarded it for, being visually good and stuff. But, hey man, shooting drones, chilling on your hover bike, going through the city.
I feel like there's not a lot of hover. Is it hoverboard or hover bike?
It's a hover bike.
I feel like there's not a lot of hover bike
games.
Well,
in this case, it's a hover bike.
4.6 with 34 reviews.
Yeah.
So not bad.
Not bad at all, dude.
Officially
anything
launched.
in the 4. So yeah, congratulations to them. Hopefully we'll check that out soon. And
developer is named 4-Player Studio. I hope that it's only 4 people. 4-Player Studio. Hey, can I call something out?
What?
Their studio's name is 4-Players Studio, but their game is single player.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There's no tie over at all. No.
Just saying.
No, and I kind of get why this can't be.
Yeah, no, I'm just being silly. That's my love for multiplayer. But this one sounds interesting. I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah, Retronica.
Whoa, on sale.
Retronica.
On sale.
It's a steal, dude.
Oh, it's going to be off sale by the time this comes out.
But it was on sale for...
It was on sale from $15 to $8.99.
Now you're hearing this, and it's $15.
Mm-hmm.
No, good for them, though.
Sale ends in 10 hours.
Okay. Well,
that's unfortunate. Well, you'll pay a full price for it.
There's actually, there might be a chance a couple people might be able to scoop it, but I don't think so.
No, because it drops at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So that's 11 hours
All
from
right,
now.
well, it's $15.99.
Yeah, it's $14.99.
$14.99.
$14.99.
Plus applicable tax.
$14.99 on the MetaQuest store. And it's playable with the MetaQuest 2 as well if you're still on a Quest 2. I say upgrade, but you do you. Upgrade.
Retronica.
So that's it for all the VR news, but we have been doing this every week, and let's continue with it of going through the upcoming releases for the rest of the month. And since it's just about the end of the month, we'll go into March, which we did do last week as well, too. So I figured last week I did the first half. You want to do the first half this week?
Yep. We got some of these may or may not have been discussed on the show earlier.
We're good like that.
Yep. Orion Drift coming February 25th on Quest. All on board February 27th, PCVR and Quest.
Minute one play for me. I'm so hyped for it.
Detective VR February 27th, Quest 3. I'm on that one, dude. Hidden Pictures, Agent Q. Very James Bondy. February 27th, Quest. Pixel Dragon, February 27th, Quest. And please understand, all these dates are subject to change any second. Farming Simulator
Where's
VR.
Wander?
Yep, wasn't going to bring it up. Farming Simulator VR, February 28th, Quest. Rogue Pinatas, Good Family Fun VR. VR-mageddon, sometime in February 2025. That leaves less than a week away. You got till Friday. The Obsessive Shadow, spooky. February of this month. Who knows? PSVR and PSVR 2. Wow, coming to both PSVR and PSVR 2.
Which one's that one?
The Obsessive Shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That threw me a curve for a minute.
I remember reading that the actual. They're doing a
PSVR.
They're one of the few games that are coming out for the OG PSVR as well.
Awesome. Good for them. Lovesick.
And if not, well, get on it. You're on it now, developers. No, I'm just kidding.
Lovesick coming out March 6th on Quest. This next one, kind of all about it. Symphony, March 6th, a Quest. Stellar Plans, March 7th on Quest. Smart, take a day off. Trailblazer, The Untold Story of Miss Benz, coming March 7th. Path of Fury, Episode 1. Tetsu's Tower, coming March 12th on Quest. And my last one, Immerok, coming March 13th on Quest Pro and 3.
Which I have to say, before I go through the next half, I am so 10 out of 10 hyped for Immerok.
Has potential.
If it lives up to what the app says it should be, which
kind of want it bad.
It's going to be a guitar teaching app. Like, it brings the notes down at you, kind of similar to what Piano Vision did. And it's built for you to do it with a real guitar in your hands.
Unplugged could have done it.
And it lines it up. Dude, a game like this,
I just want to know how they're going to teach you the chords. So I'm curious.
The whole of this has existed for, like, the need for this. It's a very obvious style app to me that, like, dude, this is such an applicable use of mixed reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hell yeah. We saw it with Piano Vision and it was epic. Just, I was like, why doesn't this exist with guitars?
Immerok, I'm like really, really excited to try, dude.
They do lessons in there, it says.
I've got the guitars ready to go.
You know how to play guitar?
Somewhat, yeah.
I don't.
I'm not.
So
we're
gonna get two different experience levels going into it as well when it's time to try.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for that. So carry on though. Also on March 13th, we have Mythic Realms, Massachusetts-based game studio. They're actually out in Worcester, Mass. We had the privilege of meeting them. Worcester. Definitely excited for that, just to support our native Massachusetts people. Actually, a really cool, innovative app. The last time I saw it, I'm excited to see where it's at full release. Anywho, though, Mythic Realms, March 13th on the MetaQuest. Balls to the Wall on March 14th on the MetaQuest. Coming on PC VR and PSVR 2. Dig VR coming on March 20th. And then coming March 24th, we have Boxed Out on the MetaQuest. Coming March 27th, we have Hitman World of Assassination coming to PSVR 2. We have The Living Remain coming on also on March 27th to PC VR and Quest. And then on March 30th, we have Vertigo 2 Into the Ether coming to PC VR. Then the rest of these are going to be sometime in March. On the MetaQuest, we have Hellsplit Arena. We also get on PC VR Nyctophobia. Excuse my pronunciation, coming to PC VR. Paracoto coming sometime in March to PC VR. Premier League Player, which that's a big name title, coming to Pico sometime in March. Stratogun, kind of close to Stratus, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's the game I made,
Doing my spare time. That's coming on sometime in March of this month. Doesn't actually list a platform on that one. How interesting. V-Rider SBK coming sometime in March to PC VR and PSVR 2. Great game. Loved V-Rider. And then lastly, game we talked about a bit last week.
Oh, yeah.
Wet. Coming on in March 2025 to PC VR. So, that's it. Thus concludes this episode. Like I said, stay tuned for a fun interview with Damon Poole, the developer of Exit Condition 1. That episode will be dropping this Thursday, so stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoy this episode, subscribe, rate us 5 stars. If you're a developer studio and you have not yet, and you would like to show off your game, check out the Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. The link for that's in our show notes. And also in our show notes is our Patreon, our Discord links, all that stuff. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and we'll check you out later this week. Ciao, ciao.